Geller. Now, you guys have different opinions on this. Ariva, I'll let you say first your thoughts.
Very difficult decision, obviously, Dr. Drew. You know, this is a tough area for people because we're talking about something that not usually accepted by most folks. Most people don't understand this transgender stuff.
Let's say it is medically necessary. Do we have to go to the mat with all treatments?
We don't have to go to the mat, but the judge determined that this man needed this sex change. No different than a person who needs a hip replacement or may need some other kind of orthopedic surgeon. Eighth Amendment says you have a right while you're in prison to get medically necessary treatment. Very high burden, very high standard of proof that this prisoner had to satisfy. So not like everybody that says, hey, I want surgery, is getting surgery paid for by taxpayers that are in prison. But when it's medically necessary and a legal case has been made for it, judge makes the right decision. So difficult to stomach, but I think the judge made the right call.
Pamela Geller, what do you think? Is this opening the door to more procedures?
This is an outrageous judicial abuse of taxpayer dollars. Cheryl Koselleck was nearly decapitated by her husband. She met him in a rehab center. She thought she could help him. With a wire, he nearly decapitated her. He was convicted to life without parole. The very idea that we'd be paying for a sex change operation is outrageous. First of all, it has not been determined that it's medically necessary. And by the way, it is not. You cannot equate it with cancer treatments or heart surgery. He's serving a life sentence. He's a convicted murderer. The man sat down to a steak dinner after he did away with her body. What are we talking about here? Once you're convicted of murder, you forego certain rights.
Dr. Drew,
a sex change operation,
apples and oranges here.
Wait, I let you speak. I let you speak. We're talking 40 to 80,000. Thank you, dear. $40 to $80,000. $40 to $80,000. When this country's $16 trillion in debt, it's irresponsible. It shows an utter lack of contempt for the American people and for taxpayer dollars.
Oh, okay, Reva.
Apples and oranges.
Tell me about that.
You know, the woman that was murdered, heart goes out to her family. You know, horrific crime. Guy's a felon. Guy's a convicted felon. She's a felon. Life in prison. Right decision on that. But we've got to look at what the judicial system says about individuals who are in prison who have medical conditions. Now, if the medical evidence doesn't support it, if this is cosmetic, I'm the first to say, don't give the guy a cosmetic surgery.
All right, Nina, two questions. A, is it cosmetic? And B, is he, she... I get confused about these things. In with the women prison now? Is that where she goes? Whether she's had an operation or not?
She absolutely should be held inside the women's prison. Michelle is a woman. This is not something you come forward and say on a lark. She absolutely is a woman. Our gender is a core part of us. It's one of the most primal parts of us. It's not something you fake. It's not. This is not a ruse. So, yeah, absolutely she should be inside a woman's prison. But, you know, doctors internationally have agreed for decades, doctors and psychiatrists, that this is absolutely medically necessary. In my country, in Canada, OHIP, the Ontario government pays for the genital reassignment surgery. I mean, I would like to extend the debate beyond, you know, Michelle, and beyond the fact that she's in prison getting this. I absolutely think the American government should follow Canada and should follow more enlightened countries like in Scandinavia and Britain, that this is a medically necessary operation and should be funded not only for Michelle in prison, but everyone who qualifies for it.
All right, those are arguments worth discussing, but we're going to stay within the bounds of the taxpayer dollars and the prison. Pam, back to you. Are you concerned that a convicted felon with male genitalia is going to be in a female prison?
I'm concerned that this sets a dangerous precedent. The family of the decapitated woman, Cheryl Koselleck, is imploring the judge to reconsider, is looking for an appeal. You can go to my site, atlasshrugs.com. I'll provide a link to the petition. I urge all Americans to speak out against this. We're getting distracted here. The bottom line is it's a convicted murderer serving a life sentence without parole. Why would the taxpayer be spending upwards of $50,000 to $80,000 for a sex change operation?
Let's throw a call into this mix.
A social life in prison, it's ridiculous. It's
Sandra,
the height of insanity.
Sandra